Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I'm back in another video, and today I have got Transformers news that when this video hits 88 miles per hour, you guys are going to see some serious stuff. So sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and great Scott, let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchasing some merch on my Teespring store today. Okay, so the first bit of Transformers news that I want to talk to you guys about has to do with the live-action film franchise. Now, a lot of us have been waiting for some news as far as what the next movie is going to be, what is it going to be about. We've been told that there's going to be a Beast Wars movie, that there's going to be a reboot, whether it's a sequel to Bumblebee or whether or not it's a straight-on reboot, we don't know. But what we did find out is that that Paramount's motion picture group, the president, Wick Godfrey, is stepping down, and Emma Watts, who was formerly a 20th Century Fox film executive prior to its merger with Disney, will replace Mr. Godfrey to oversee Transformers and G.I. Joe, both of the live-action film franchises. So I would not be surprised if what we're going to end up seeing moving forward is a straight, hard reboot, allowing Bumblebee to just be the prequel that it was originally intended to be, or they might do a sequel to Bumblebee. We don't know. We really don't know. And personally, I would like to see them start fresh and make, a continuing film franchise that works for everybody, works for the older fan, works for the newer fan, isn't just directed towards kids, isn't just directed towards adults, but is somewhere like in the middle of the ground that like every Transformers fan could get into, every G.I. Joe fan can get into, because I would like to see a good G.I. Joe movie. And, Retaliation was better than the first one, but not as good as Rise of Cobra was not that great. So I would like to see a really good G.I. Joe and a really good Transformers movie, but I honestly hope that what she's able to bring to the table will be able to deliver that. The next bit of Transformers news is a welcome bit of Transformers news, is that we are getting the Coneheads. I did not cover them in particular, but here is Dirge, and it is very much the same mold as Earthrise Starscream, except that the head is molded as a Conehead, as it should be, and it looks like they decided to use Skywarp's open mouth. And of course, it's mistransformed. We don't see what weapon he actually has. I'm not 100% certain that this is a custom, because it looks like it is a painted fist and not a molded black plastic there. So we'll see what they actually do there. And I'm sure that we'll see like Earthrise, Thrust, and Ramjet, a little bit more detail coming soon, of course. I look forward to it, because I would really like to see all of the Seekers get released in this new Earthrise mold, because it's an awesome toy. And this news actually came out a little while ago, but I wanted to wait until we got images of both alt modes before we really started getting into it. But we ended up finding out that there's going to be 2 generation selects that are repaints of existing Earthrise toys. Well, one is a straight actually they're both remolds, is Exhaust and Greasepit. And Exhaust himself is a remold of Wheeljack, and the thing about him is that he is actually like based on the Diaclone Marlboro or Marlboro Wheeljack, so he's not really advertising the cigarettes, but he is based upon that exact color scheme and mold, and he is given a name. He's not made as a Decepticon. If you notice, the symbol on his chest it seems to be like the cross between an Autobot and a Decepticon, and it's more like a pirate symbol. I'm thinking that that's what they're going to end up using for this new pirate faction, or maybe they might be in line with the Quintessons. And here's a closer look, with that image. And he doesn't have any more weapons besides that, but he looks like to be a worthwhile mold to get, especially if you want some like mercenary style Decepticon. And here is Greasepit, and Greasepit is a slight remold of Ironworks, except he is a Decepticon, and he is just like Ironworks is based on another MicroMaster base. Now, the reason why I wanted to wait before I started talking about them is because I wanted to see better images or more images of their of their alt modes before I actually started, before I covered it here in the news. So here we get to see the Marlboro, Wheeljack exhaust in his red color scheme, and he looks awesome. He definitely looks awesome. It's like one of those things where I'm very, very pleased to have a brand new character coming out of this, and of course it's an optional character for some, and he has some pretty cool details. From what I've been told so far is that people are buying him on eBay, and he hasn't actually been officially released, but people ended up getting him. It's kind of weird to see like people are getting these toys early, but I guess that's just kind of how it ends up. And here's the Ironworks repaint as Greasepit, just like his original MicroMaster base. He transforms into a gas station as a MicroMaster base. So those of you who are enjoying creating like your play sets out of these toys, you'll be able to do that again with another one that turns into a gas station, and he looks fantastic. And the next bit of Transformers news has to do with these promotional posters that are coming directly from Netflix, and they're character posters of the characters that are going to show up in the War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege cartoon, set to air on July 30th worldwide on Netflix. I know some of you guys had misheard me in my last video. I had said July 30th, but some folks were like, wait, it's June 30th. How come we haven't seen the cartoon yet? It's like, it's July 30th. So I know some of you had misheard me, but seeing Ultra Magnus, Bumblebee, and Elita 1 kind of gives me hope that we're going to see Bumblebee and Elita 1 maybe in the Netflix Siege toy line, because I really would like to see a Cybertronian G1 styled Bumblebee, because him and Wheeljack were the two characters that actually had alt modes in the More Than Meets the Eye pilot, and Siege skipped them. So it's kind of neat that they're actually doing that within the Siege cartoon. And I'm guessing that they're going to try and follow suit with some of the same things they're going to try to hit the same beats of More Than Meets the Eye, but do it differently. And I would say the same thing with Elita 1. We're probably going to see Chromia get remolded as Elita 1, and they're probably going to use that same mold for the new toy, if they do a new toy for her. I do hope so, because I really don't like the Power of the Primes combiner toy. I just don't think I didn't like the mold. I didn't like it as Starscream. I didn't like it as Elita 1, and I want a better Elita 1 toy. So I'm hoping that we do get that. And I'm excited about the cartoon. I'm cautiously optimistic, just because of for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of reasons to be skeptical about whether or not the cartoon is going to be good, but I'm hoping that that it's 100 a lot better than that Machinima cartoon, but on top of that it's really enjoyable. And from the looks of it, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Probably going to take a real serious note, but we'll see how it goes. And this next bit of Transformers news I had covered a little bit last time in my last news video, and now we get a full reveal for the new character. I don't know if we want to say it's Gigawatt or Gigawatt. In the movie, in Doc Brown actually says Gigawatt, but the proper pronunciation of the word is Gigawatt. But here is the robot mode, and it looks to be a remold of Siege Sideswipe, but this is the Back to the Future crossover that we're seeing, and here is the poster. This looks awesome. I mean, this is one of those crossovers that's like a no-brainer. You've got the hook there for when when they had to drive across the clock, to hit the clock tower and hit the actual peg. But the box, of course, has got that classic look, very much like the Ghostbusters crossover. So it's like the same kind of like retro style box. And here is the toy in car mode. I don't like the fact that the windshield is so open that you can see everything on the inside of it. I wish it was, it looked more like the inside of the actual DeLorean. But maybe Toy Hacks will do some remedies for that. And of course, there is the promotional material and getting a closer look at the actual car. And it actually has was it Mr. Fusion, I think it was, that, where you pour garbage in, and that's what actually gives it power. Because in the future year of 2015, we don't run on we don't run on fossil fuels. We run on garbage. And that of course never actually happened. But what's also neat is the toy itself. The can actually fold with the wheels, so you can have a flying DeLorean, very much similar to how it was back in the day. The robot mode looks cool. I will say that the robot mode does look pretty neat. I think it's kind of bland though. I wish it had a little bit more detail. Maybe had some colors here or there on the robot parts itself, because the DeLorean itself was obviously that plain gray, and I was hoping that maybe they might do some really cool colors, but maybe Toy Hacks will do some remedies for that and give us a better looking, stickers for robot mode. But other than that, it looks cool. There's the flux capacitor. There is the label that signifies what year they're going to, which is like they're going either back to 1955 or they're going from 1985 to 1955, or they're going to 2015. Because the future is 2015, where we have flying cars, and that's cool too. You have the doors open up very much like the old style classic DeLorean. This is awesome. This is just straight cool. And, I just recently watched the Back to the Future movies and just, fell in love with the movie itself, where there's also going to be a 4-issue limited series Back to the Future, crossover comic book that takes place, I guess, like right at the tail end of the first movie. And then of course he ends up like facing off against Decepticons and Autobots. So, the character of Gigawatt's going to have a crossover. And I think it's really, really cool to have a Transformer that that does this whole crossover. This is just like, I was not excited about the Terminator crossover or the My Little Pony one. I was excited for the Ghostbuster one, but this with Gigawatt, this one here, I'm actually really excited about it, and I'm really happy that they're doing this. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of all this crossover news and different toy news? And hopefully we'll see some movie stuff. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I want to thank all of my patrons and supporters who have helped this channel grow up to this point. You guys, I can't begin to tell you how thankful I am for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching my content, and I have a lot more coming down the pipeline. So as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.